Greetings, I'm Dr. Sean Reed, author of The Dating Toolbox, available on Amazon.com. All right, guys, so today I want to go over the most confident way to ask a woman out via text, or I want to go over some tools and approaches we use in order to successfully get that first date with a woman. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to read from a post this guy made on one of the relationship forums, and essentially everything he does is wrong. And I'm going to go through this post, and by the end of this video, you guys are going to learn how to correctly get a woman's phone number, how to correctly text her, and how to correctly get that first date. And of course, during that time, we're going to be driving her interest level up. So I'm going to read directly from this letter today. Okay, so the question this guy posed is, what is the most confident way to ask a woman out via text? And I'm going to just read some of it to you, okay? Quote, been very sporadically talking to a chick I met about 3 months ago through a friend. Well, that already tells me there's a problem. You met this girl 3 months ago, and now you're trying to ask her out? No, and no. Again, guys, when we first meet a woman, remember the 4-second rule. You have about 4 seconds to approach her and to start that conversation. You want to have a conversation. Yeah, you want to spend at least 5-6 minutes talking to her, getting her laughing, telling her about herself. But then you want to get that number closed, okay? And then 2, maybe 3 days later, you want to call her or text her, and you want to get that date. The point here is you don't wait 2 or 3 months, okay? Huge mistake. Okay, so let me go on and read some more from this. Super hot, talking about the girl. Super nice, super great chemistry between us in person. Well, there you have it, guys. That's all you need. If you see a girl, if you talk to her, right, you like her, she's super hot, you want to talk to her. If you have super great chemistry with her, then that's all you need, guys. Immediately, you go for that phone number. You don't wait months. You don't wait more than 5 or 10 minutes. You get that phone number. Okay, so continuing on with the letter, he says, she's an extremely difficult woman to feel out, though overall, as far as she's really into me at all. So basically he's going, I'm not sure how she feels about me. It's been stressful gaming her for the few times I've seen her in person. So you're telling me you've been seeing her in person, and it's stressful gaming her. It shouldn't be that way, guys. I mean, yes, building your confidence up, learning how to become successful with women, having the courage to open lots of women. Yes, that is stressful, but once you start opening women, it should not be stressful. The conversation should flow. If things are stressful, that tells me you're doing something wrong, okay? So finally about a month ago, I got her number and texted her about something casually to feel her out. Finally, so are you telling me you would talk to this girl for 2 months, and after 2 months, then you finally get her phone number? No, that's a huge mistake. So a month ago, he got her number and he texted her, and now we're going to see how things go once he starts texting her. Unfortunately, I was met with some flat responses, some of which even included misspellings, which I found quite odd, though if nothing else, she did continue to text me a few times to finish up the convo, even when not asking anything. So if you're getting flat responses in text, what's that tell you? That tells you that her interest level is low, okay? You took 2 months to get her phone number. Huge mistake. Now you've taken a month and you haven't even asked her out. No, and no. Furthermore, you met this girl 3 months ago. In that amount of time, you should have talked to 90 women. Remember, guys, we're talking to a woman every day. That prevents us from getting hung up on one chick. This guy is hung up on one chick. He has no other girl. He has no other phone numbers. He has no other dates. Of course he's going to get hung up on this chick. So for 3 months now, he hasn't been opening other women. He should have, like I said, he should have started conversations with 90 other women in that time. He should have gotten at least 10 or 12 other phone numbers in that time. He should have gotten at least 5 or 6 dates in that amount of time. He should have had at least 2, maybe 3 successful dates over a 3-month period. But no, instead what he's doing is he's obsessing on this one woman, and this woman has low interest. Okay, so we can see here he's doing everything wrong. Still, I was somewhat turned off and decided she wasn't worth asking out. I texted her, bold, one more time a week later, and again was giving a flat, brief response, also with a misspelling. Okay, guys, that's a sign of low interest. If a woman doesn't even spell check her text, if they have lots of misspellings, that's a sign she has low interest, guys. You've got to game her properly. Okay. In conclusion, I decided, I ended up privately speaking to someone who knows her a bit, so he told me that she is a, quote, very dry texter. She's not a very dry texter. She has low interest in you. Okay. I find that weird considering how normal and chatty she is in person, but I digress. Of course she was normal and chatty in person. When you first met her, she probably had high interest in you. 3 months later, you've driven that interest through the floor. You've made every possible mistake. In conclusion, I decided that I have nothing to lose and I'm going to ask her out anyway just to see what she says. This is crazy, guys. I'm telling you, you've already lost this girl. Okay? You've already driven her interest level through the floor. You made every mistake possible, so it really doesn't matter how good of a text you make for her. And that's why, I see all these guys obsessed on how do I text properly, what do I say, what don't I say. They get into all these intricacies of texting without understanding that if they are doing all the things they're doing, if you're opening a woman every day, if you talk to 90 women the last month, if you got 10 or 12 phone numbers, you wouldn't be obsessing over this one phone number. You wouldn't be, you would naturally operate from a mindset of abundance. But now you're operating from a mindset of scarcity, and there's no way you're going to attract women with this. So, I want to craft up a bit of a strong yet casual text offer, but I'm still brainstorming. Usually you never think about this hard, about asking a chick out, but I know if she's really interested in a romantic way, she'll go anyways. But I just feel like there's a little weirdness about this chick, so I want to make her as comfortable as I can. It's not weirdness. It's low interest. You've already blown it. Okay, so right now, I have something that goes like this, quote, so what would you think about grabbing a drink next week? I know a fun spot. No worries if you can't. That is sort of an okay way to ask a girl out. But again, you've blown it with this girl. If you had sent this text 3 months ago, I'd say, get rid of the no worries if you can. We don't want anything negative like that. So 3 months ago, you had met her, you had driven her interest level up, you had gotten that phone number, then you could send a text. So what would you think about grabbing a drink next week? I know a fun stuff. Then that text would work. But the way you have done things, the best text in the world is not going to change the fact that she's not interested in you. She's not weird. She just has low interest. You killed it. Women want a man. Women want someone who can drive their interest up, get that interest high, and then close that phone number. And then, yes, we don't call the next day. We don't want to appear desperate. But then 2-3 days later, we call, we text, we start working towards that date. Okay, all this should happen within a week's time. If you're spending weeks texting a girl, nothing good is going to happen from that. Let me guys give you an example. I'm married. Oops, forgot my wedding ring. Oops. Let me put my wedding ring on. I'm married, so obviously I'm not going to cheat on my wife. However, I still open women. I still start conversations. I do that because it's important in order to keep my mindset. My mindset is one of abundance so that I don't obsess on my wife. I don't want, my whole world coming down to her, because that will drive her interest level down. So I told you, I talked about a week or so ago about the fact that my wife didn't want to do date night. So again, you don't want to appear needy when that happens, even if you're 20 years into a marriage. So I've got this gal at the gym who's always smiling and waving at me. She's gorgeous. She's about maybe 42, about 20 years younger than me, about 42. She's always smiling and waving at me. So I thought, look, dude, you're a relationship coach. Do you still have what it takes to open women and successfully drive their interest? So what I did finally is I said, next time I see that girl, I'm going to open her. Sure enough, last night I see her at the gym. She's waving to me. She's saying hi. So I go and I talk to her. She's doing a leg press. So I go up with her. Again, guys, there's all sorts of opening in this situation. She's doing a leg press, and I go up to her and I told her, hey, I can show you a better exercise than that. And so her response was, well, I have 2 more sets, but okay, well, after my sets. So what I did, guys, is I didn't linger. I didn't appear desperate. I left and I talked to some other guys at the gym, and I came back and I got ready to start my leg presses and my superset. Suddenly she's working out right next to me. So I go up to her and I said, hey, the best exercise for you would be a simulated squat. When women train, they need to be sure to work their booty. So that's why I have women do hip thrusters. I have them do a squatting type exercise. I have them do a lunging exercise. I have them do a Romanian. So this gal, she was gorgeous for a 42-year-old woman, but she could have used a little change in her workout. So I suggested the squat simulator, and she said, oh, that bruises my shoulders. So my response to her is, well, we can't have that now, can we? And I walked away. So I walked away, I completed my workout. Then I go upstairs and she's doing cardio. She's smiling at me and waving me again. Again, she's giving me buying signals. So I go up and I chatted with her. Turns out she's from Mexico. She spoke perfect English. I think she moved here when she was like 10. And she was talking about the female president of the country and the tariffs by Trump. And it just so happens I'm well versed in politics. So we had a little clever conversation, and come to find out, she was born close to León, Mexico. And of course, the best boots in the world come from León, Mexico. So I started talking with her about her boots. Next thing you know, she's telling me everything about her life. She's divorced. She has 3 kids, which is amazing considering the body on this. And so I tell her, I'm married. So obviously, I'm not going to try and seduce her. But I tell her, hey, let's work out sometime. I'll help you with your workout. Boom. She takes out her phone. What's your number? And she plugs in my number and calls me. Okay. Again, guys, I'm not trying to cheat on my wife here, but what I'm doing is I'm opening other women. I'm showing you ways in which to successfully open women. And this is a skill that you need to develop for your life. Okay. This video is going kind of long here, so I'm going to wrap it up there. I will do more videos on how to open women, what to do, what not to do. Hopefully we covered some important material today. If you like what you saw and heard today, please hit that like and subscribe button. Okay, we need to build a community of men getting better at getting women to love us and stay in love with us. Again, my book is available on Amazon.com. You'll see a link to it down below, and happy dating.